Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Once again, it's time for Papa's comic books, coffee, and more. Now, as usual, don't forget to hit that QR code. It'll take you to my YouTube, my eBay, and my Instagram page. All the social media you could handle. Okay, let's see who we have today. Ooh, look at that. It is G.I. Combat, number 267 from July of 1984. It was $1.25 back then. This book contains a few stories, one of which is The Haunted Tank and Other Stories. It's by Robert Kanigher and Sam Glasman. You got Haunted Tank, Braves, Blitz Highway, Lost Eagle, Bravos of Vietnam. Now don't forget, hit that QR code and it'll take you to all the media you need to have, okay? Let's get to it. Unique among all tanks in World War II, with its Yank crew flying the defiant Confederate banner of its ghostly guardian, the legendary cavalry general of America's only Civil War, this was the Sherman M4A1 known as the Haunted Tank, Part 1, Battle Round the Clock. General, luck was on our side, catching the Panzer with the direct hit. You won the toss this time, Jeb, but luck is a two-sided coin. It can land either way. The general's warning haunted Jeb. In his dreams, he cries to his crew, froze in his throat. His hatch, 50 caliber, was soundless, its bursts floating as harmless as soap bubbles. On many a night, he fought alone, desperate battle to save his men, and each time, he lost. Lieutenant, hey, Lieutenant, wake up. You okay? My crew, they're all right? It was just a dream. Sorry, fellas. Even when I was a kid, whenever I slept under a full moon, I always had a nightmare. This time, I'm sure Jeb's flipped. I knew it would happen once he started speaking to his own private ghost. Come on, Rick. He's under more pressure than any of us. Yep, up there in the hatch, he's the only one who could see the shell with our name on it coming at us. Knock it off, you guys, and get back to the sack. You got to be on your toes when we meet the Krauts. At the tank squadron base, enemy armor is hitting our lines in several places, but we know they're only feints and diversions to mask the time and location of their main attack. Time is of the essence. If you engage in panzers, you might supply the answers when and where. Good luck. Every time I send them out, I wonder and worry, how many of them will come back? Seeking out the enemy, the Haunted Tank fought ceaselessly, tirelessly, inflicting mortal damage. Bam, bam, bam. Downing their rations during rare lulls and better fighting. I saw officers in World War I fold up under less pressure than the lieutenant. So long as he holds up, so will we. Each one of them is my personal responsibility. With a crew like that, with so much faith in me, I couldn't give in, even if I wanted to. Wish I could find the words to tell my son how proud I am of him. If Pop would forget, he's just my sergeant, just once, and stop riding me. Oh, Lord, when is all the killing and misery going to end? Me and Jeb are the only ones left of the old crew. Arch and Slim are gone. We got to keep going, or they would have died in vain. I'd do anything not to lose any of them. Once again in their tanks, suddenly it seemed to Jeb that the enemy had all but evaporated. It's as if we're in the eye of a hurricane. No wind, no rain, nothing moving except us, but all around us, hell's breaking loose. Poor guys must have been caught in that open field. Sergeant Craig, park here, just inside the woods. Exhausted from their recent unrelentless rounds of forays and fights, they wearily emerged from their tank and dropped to the ground. In moments, they were asleep. Was it that familiar nightmare haunting Jeb, or was it the fact of cold steel pressing against his temple? How do you Americana say it, Lieutenant? It is the early bird who catches the worm. You will follow my instructions, Lieutenant, or your men will be shot. What have you got in mind? You will find out in good time. But if they die, remember, it will be as though yourself pulled the trigger. Don't buckle into this lousy crowd, too, Lou. Part 2, Iron Cross. Double cross. Lay off my men. You got us dead to rights. Ha, I like that Americanish expression, dead to rights. Yeah. Have your crew board the tank. You heard the man. Hop to it. And one of you help Sergeant Craig. You. Okay, Pop. Yeah, sure. Let me alone. I can make it on my own. We booby-trapped your tank and that wreck while you slept. This is a remote control device that enables me to cause an explosion. Watch what will happen to you if you try to escape. Bam! TNT, battery-powered drills. What have they crowds got in mind? They're crazy. Don't they know we can open up on them before the button's pressed? Forget it. They took our weapons, shells, and ammo. My MG empty and all the clips gone. Head west towards the mountains. We're riding a time bomb. Can't take chances till I find out the devil's plan. Sometime later. Hallelujah, one of our planes. He'll strafe them out of their boots. Passed us by. And that height, he couldn't recognize them as the enemy. Maquis French underground fighters. They must figure we're German prisoners or they'd be marching in front of us. Bam, pow, pow, pow. Oh no, the crowd spotted them too. Finally, dead end. The road's blocked by a wall of solid rock. What now? You must have known about this. You can't blast through it. That'll take weeks. 9, it's limestone. There's a natural tunnel beyond. You will ram through to where the road resumes. So we're to open the road for the Panzers? While our headquarters expects them to attack from the east, they'll pour through from the west and blitz our lines? The TNT inserted the Germans' retreat of our danger. Hold on to your dog tags. Here comes the blast. Jeb ducks back in his tank. Bow! My plan was good, Nightmare. Nightwar. Ah, our Americanish guinea pigs will make our Panzers triumph possible. Pour it on, Sergeant Craig. Another dead end. Maybe it's also limestone. Let's see if we can ram through, Sergeant. We broke through. There's a road ahead. Sergeant, turn her around. Then everybody ditch. Keep gunning that motor, Sergeant. I'm coming below. This baby's booby trap, remember? If anybody's got to stay for whatever you got in mind, it's me. I'm taking over, Sergeant. Now clear out. Don't make things tougher. We haven't time. Okay, Lieutenant. If that's an order, he's heading back, giving us a chance to escape. He figured the Krauts can't see our tank, but so long as they hear it, they'll think we're still moving ahead and won't blow it up. The lieutenant's a lousy driver. I should have been in his place. The Amerikaner have broken through. Inform our Panzers that the road is now complete. Mach schnell! Follow me. Kommen sein Vorwärts. Into the tunnel. Clank, 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 clank. Hear the tank? The fools tried to escape, but now they have finished their work. I will finish them. Fast! They did not keep going. They'll return. We will be blown up with them. Oh no! No, no. Graham! The lieutenant was blown up too. I had a hunch they tried to get rid of me, so I hopped off. Now, let's hike back to tell headquarters to have our flyboys clobber those Panzers blocked on what they thought would be a blitz highway. Women at war, Lost Eagle. Now beginning to surface from the smoke and flames of battle, take their rightful places in history and myth. Their hitherto unsung bravery is being heard for the first time in the summer of 1937 as Orion monoplane drones near a remote island in the Pacific, exploding shells catapult upwards at the winged intruder. At the controls is the world-famous pilot, Sandy Michaels. Gypsy Moth to Green Nest, coming under anti-aircraft fire from Howland Island. Over. Come in, Green Nest, come in. Green Nest to Gypsy Moth. Cannot read you. Switch to another frequency. Do you read me now? Cannot read you. Switch to another frequency. Boom! She's blown out of the sky. Hit by anti-aircraft fire from Howland Island, going down. Cannot read you. Come in, Gypsy Moth, come in. As the doomed plane spirals downwards, I've got to get rid of these maps I charted of the islands. The Japanese established a secret airfield on the islands. Take American pilot alive. Why she is famous Sandy Michaels? Unless you wish to die for being spy, you answer my questions. I have nothing to say, Major. You must have read in your newspaper I was flying across the Pacific. My compass went out of order. I drifted off course. Answer my questions or you be executed by firing squad, even if you are international celebrity, Miss Michaels. American radio stations were tracking my course, Major. If you murder me, you will face the armed might of America. You are a defiant samurai warrior, but my radio operators heard American radio stations saying it could not hear you. No one in the world knows you are here. Confess, you spy, or I give order to fire. You wouldn't dare, Major. Japan dares more than you realize, Miss Michaels. We are superpower. Now, we do not fear America. Squad, ready. Your last chance. You will be thrown into the ocean, your carcass food for sharks, your disappearance another unsolved mystery. Speak. I have nothing to say, Major, but your superiors in Tokyo will demand you commit harikari for your stupidity in murdering me. Aim at her heart. Who was Sandy Michaels? A short time before at a secret meeting with a top U.S. military officer in Washington, D.C. It's vitally important for us to know if the Japanese are fortifying islands in the Pacific. You already announced plans to fly across the Pacific. So no one will suspect you of flying recon and reporting Japanese activities. We're not at war with the Japanese yet. If you're caught, we can't acknowledge you were on a military mission. If we can't help you without involving us with Japan in international crisis, I can't order you. I'll do it, Colonel. Confess or die, Miss Michaels. I have nothing to say, Major, but I warn you, you will bear the consequences of my execution. Oh no, what's going to happen to Sandy Michaels? The years pass. Sandy Michaels' disappearance without a trace is shrouded in a mystery. The Japanese attack Pearl Harbor and the world is at war. Then, in August of 1945, the Enola Gay leaves a Pacific island. Sandy Michaels' steadfast silence reprieves her from the firing squad. Her identity still held a secret. She is flown to Japan. Hiroshima? Thus, the past of B-52 is named after a woman and the world's foremost woman pilot intersect. American bomber overhead. From the Enola Gay hurtles a bomb which explodes more blinding than 1,000 suns. A sinister mushroom-shaped cloud engulfs the target. The world's first atom bomb incinerates Hiroshima. For years afterwards, the fate of another celebrated woman pilot haunts the world of the present. Disappearance of Amelia Earhart, still shrouded in the mysteries of the Pacific. Sergeant Bullitt and the Bravos of Vietnam. All right, here we go. The Bravos, a squad of Bravo Company 2nd Battalion, 7th Regiment, 3rd Marine Division, known as Bravo 27, battling for survival and sanity in the Madhouse War in Vietnam. Smile for the birdie, GIs. In a pig's eye, shoot, man. We're not soldier boys, we're Marines. Greetings from Uncle Ho Chi Minh. He's got a rifle right there. Charlie never dies. Oh, no. Phew. I sure felt those slugs ripping through me. But it was just another Nam nightmare. The Saigon sweats. Seeing Charlie awake or asleep. I'm Kylie Lance, Corporal. The dawn sun was red as blood over Bien Hoa. And I led my squad out on a recon patrol. Can't tell the players in a war without a scorecard. Any one of them can be a VC. Waiting for Wasteless with a Chai-Con pineapple. Viet Cong's Chinese concussion grenade. I had the best grunts in Bravo. 2-7. Levy, Looney, Wallace, Summers, Douglas, Pilsudski, and Gomez. Let's see if there's anything in these patties besides rice. When do we ever see Charlie Corps? Summer or winter. In Charlie country, you sweat buckets if you're lucky. If you're not, you spill buckets of blood. Charlie sending us TNT banquet. Okay. Open fire. Wham! The sweat trickled down into the boots as I checked the paddy. Charlie's gone. So what else is new, Corp? Charlie ain't for real. Yeah, he's a ghost. Hey, Grandpa, see any VC? You're just ignoring him. Maybe they don't understand you, Corp. You kidding? All got lockjaw when you try to pump them. Afraid that's what they're afraid of. We drew a blank and came back to camp. Kylie, I'm Sergeant Bullet. I've drawn your squad to the TO calls for a sergeant, and I'm it. Table of organization. Oh yeah, never heard any complaints from the skipper. Just one of those things, but you're staying on my number too, man. Don't take it so hard, man. We'll get along. That was the bad news. The good news is that you all got 2-day pass. See you grunts later. Suppose we tell the skipper we want to let our dog tags ride on you, Corp. Yeah, you've been rolling sevens for us since we came here on the Big Bird. If that sergeant makes one mistake in Charlie Country, we'll all crap out. Forget it, orders are orders. Let's clean up and hit Saigon with all the bucks we didn't have a chance to spend. Saigon was Coney Island, the 4th of July, a crazy carnival celebrating the end of the world 24 hours a day, every day. Show you a good time, Joe? My name ain't Joe, and I'm having a good time. Take your picture, Joe? Oh my God, my nightmare coming true. Not this time, Charlie. Boom! He's clean. I made a mistake. Sorry, here, this is enough to cover any damages. Sure, Joe, thanks. You hit me again anytime. Nam's got your trigger happy, Corp. Yeah, you got a bad case of the Vietnam sweats. What you need is a drink to cool you off. Someone from the world was there, a face that I've seen before, a voice I've heard before. It's Benny Berger, the famous comedian. First time I ever got to a war before Bob Hope. When I'm through entertaining the troops, I'll be top banana, and he'll just be a banana split. Sergeant Bullet, incoming, hit the deck. Sure, the Sarge had spotted a bad actor outside. In Nam, when someone yells dive, you dive first and ask questions later. Who was it? One of Hope's fans giving me the hook. Maybe he don't want me to be a top banana. I owe you one. How about a free pass to my next show, Sarge? Nah, forget it. Tell you what you can do, though. Send me one of your autographed pictures and write something on it to my kid Joey. He's a great fan of yours. That was fast footwork, Sarge. Slick as Bojangles Robinson tap dancing up the down staircase from the Shirley Temple. You got to be fast to earn these stripes and keep them. Bullet'll never take your place, Corp. He has, and don't you grunts forget it. 4 days later, Bravo 27 was lifted off from base in chopper gunships, loaded down like pack rats with rifles, grenades, ammo, claymore mines, lawn rockets, flak jackets, helmets, canteens, packs, and sea rats. Sea rations. As usual, Levy was reading Looney and was sleeping well. As Summers and Douglas were enjoying a private joke, Pilsudski and Gomez were playing cards with matchsticks for chips. Guess they're trying to forget Hamburger Hill's changed hands 6 times. Now it's our heads that are on the chopping block. Wonder if it's going to be a hot LZ or a cold one. As we neared Hamburger Hill, the VC gave us the answer with flak. It was going to be a hot one. Bravo 27 unloaded in a hurry. Move it, grunts. Lest you want to be cold, Hamburger. The firing stopped when we reached the covered slope of Hamburger Hill. Charlie must be short of ammo. Maybe we've got him with his pants down. But we don't take any chances. Bravo 27 opened up with everything we had. Firing at the VC is like fighting ghosts. In Nam, every ghost bleed. Charlie must be halfway to Cambodia by this time. We better set out the claymores in case he come back. Even if it's night, when he steps on those mines, we'll know he's knocking on our door. For 2 nights, we waited for 100% alert, but Charlie was a no-show. On the 3rd day, a chopper came to unload supplies and a passenger. Hi, Sarge. I told you the brass I owed you boys a show, and they agreed. Say, this is one boondocks I'm going to be the top banana, not only ski slope, nose hope. Negative, pal. You're going right back. This is my last war. Come on, you're not going to rob me of a farewell performance to the troops, are you, Sarge? It's still negative. See you back in Saigon. Incoming. Eat dirt. Charlie's back. Get set for counterattack. Guess I am staying, Sarge. Yeah, you're staying down. And listen, no matter what happens, you stay down. Excuse me. The Claymores Bravo 27 had planted on the Hamburger Hill were like red lights tipping us off how close the VC was getting. Charlie rushed the hill with everything he had. Charlie had haunted our dreams. He had plagued us when the sun fried us. Now we saw him for the first time, and we went out of our skulls to get him off our backs. Like I said, the VC were ghosts, but a Nam even ghosts bleed. Oh, that's brutal. Charlie broke off the fight and faded back to the Phantom Land with his dead and wounded as usual. Bravo 27 was lucky. We held the high ground. You okay? You look pretty pale. Dracula forgot my cord of blood this morning. I'm getting a new vampire. War's the only theater where you get a medal for bombing when a comet lays an egg. He gets shot. What was I saying? When you forget your lines, a pratfall's always a good finish. He was pale for a good reason. He'd been hit and life was rushing out of him from a steel splinter in his heart. Why didn't you tell us? And miss the greatest farewell performance since Sarah Bernhardt? He managed to get something out of his breast pocket. It was wet with blood. Before I make my exit, Sarge, something for you. Joey, you've got the greatest dad in the world. I ought to know your pal Benny Berger. Everything's happening in Nam. VC ghosts bleed, a comic dies laughing, and a Marine sergeant cries. Death waits 1,000 years. Wonder if they had fortunes told and were warned to say, off the streets. Good job, Kiley. As Sergeant Kiley and his outfit slowly fought their way up the Italian boot toward Rome, far to the north, he was haunted by an apparition that turned his brief snatches of sleep into frightening nightmares. Good job, Kiley. You bucking to make lieutenant? Nah, I was born sergeant. I'll die a sergeant. Hey, you were a teacher, lieutenant. What's this? I ain't never seen it in any zoo. You'll never will. It's a griffin, a mythological beast with the head and wings of an eagle and the body of a lion. Keep the card as a good luck souvenir to remind you of the silver star you just earned, Sergeant. Yeah, Lieutenant, to remind me. In that slogging advance held up by fierce German fire, fog so thick can't read the name of this town. Is this the street? I'll get it. Nah, it was theirs. The torturous advance became a quagmire of agony. Every village and streets beginning to look alike. The streets dead end for that sniper. Finally, sunny Italy lived up to its name. Wake up, Sergeant. There's a war on. Yeah, don't I know it. So what are you doing with all those satchel charges, Lieutenant? Pack for each man in your squad. What are we going to do? Flatten a mountain? Headquarters got a plan to get us out of this Italian flypaper we're stuck in a hurry. That's okay by me, Lieutenant. The further away we are from towns and streets we buy blood, the more I like it. Avoiding any patrols, traveling only at night, the men finally reached the desolate, mountainous region well behind German lines. Sergeant, see that men? Drop their satchel charges close to the dam. Charges will sink to the bottom and shatter the concrete. They're timed to explode in minutes. Once we blow up the dam, men, an avalanche of water will roar down the flooding German infantry, panzers, and artillery that have been turning our advance into a bloodbath. Night fighter. Everyone bought it, except me. I'll finish the job, Lieutenant. Oh no, everyone died except him. You're too late to stop us, you lousy buzzard. And here he comes. Blah, 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 boom. Damn fortune teller was wrong. I was supposed to get it on the street of the Griffin. No street, no town. Here. And the fortune teller had been correct in foreseeing Sergeant Kiley's death in an ancient Roman town that had once welcomed the Caesars, but some 1,000 years later had been covered by the borders of the dam, until released by the sergeant, revealing the street of the Griffin. Okay, well, that was GI Combat number 267 from 1984. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Now, don't forget, hit that QR code, get all my social media you need. Also, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps me out, helps out the channel, and leave a comment down below. Okay? Thank you very much. And as Papa and the Sergeant always say,
That was easy.
until next time, Papa is out.